Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the main event of the evening. Would you please welcome, making his entrance to the ring, the former champion and the challenger this evening, from Oldham, Craig Watson.
Well, here he is, a man on a mission tonight. Craig Watson, the former champion, utterly determined to win back his title belt in the rematch with the now champion Lee Purdy. This for the British welterweight title. This a grudge match, this a rematch, call it whatever you will. It's certainly a big match.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his entrance, the current and reigning welterweight champion of Great Britain from Colchester, Lee Purdy.
It's not exactly a warm welcome for the man from Colchester, but he's come into Watson's backyard before and he's nicked that title belt off him, and he is absolutely determined he can repeat the dose tonight. Lee Purdy firmly believes that the only way is Essex, and if he has to do it for a second time in the Northwest, and that's what he aims to do. And unlike the first time, he now has the confidence of being a champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hatton Promotions proudly presents free, live and exclusive for the first time ever on youtube.com/live. 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the welterweight championship of Great Britain. The officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, whose steward in charge this evening is Mr. Richard Jones. Timekeeper at the bell is Colin Roberts from Halifax. Matchmaker Richard Boxon. The three scoring judges at ringside this evening are Howard Foster from Doncaster, Steve Gray from Fleetwood, and John Keane from Wellington. Finally, when the action commences, the star referee in charge of the action is also one of the world's finest, Mr. Mark Green from Romford. Introducing to you firstly this evening, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the black shorts trimmed with gold. At the weight and scale, 10 stone, 6 pounds, 13 ounces. His excellent record reads 24 contests, 20 wins. 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout with only 4 defeats. He comes to this ring this evening as the former welter and light middleweight champion of the Commonwealth and the former welterweight champion of Great Britain. Tonight, presenting boxing from his hometown of Oldham, the challenger, Craig Watson. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the black coloured shorts trimmed with gold and white. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 10 stone, 6 pounds, 7 ounces. He also has an outstanding record consisting of 18 contests, 15 wins. 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout, only 2 defeats and 1 draw. Tonight, he makes the proud first defence of his championship, presenting from Colchester, the welterweight champion of Great Britain, Purdy. Mr. Green with his final instructions, 12 3-minute rounds.
Dressing room, remember, you obey my instructions all the time. You got that? You got that? You got that? Shake hands, gentlemen. Good luck to both of you.
Well, the time for talking is over. It's down to business. No love lost between these two.
No, you get the feeling that this is going to be a live one.
Away we go then. Maybe 12 rounds ahead of the British welterweight title. It only lasted 5 last time before Purdy shocked Watson and took his title from him with a big right hand. Craig Watson, the hometown boy from Oldham, in front of his home adoring fans, determined that lightning will not strike twice. Well, welcome to you wherever you're listening to or watching this broadcast. Live on YouTube, remember.
Watson started very positive, shooting each other out in the start stands.
There's the tones of Paul Silky Jones, Silky outside the ring as he was inside, the former WBO light middleweight champion, alongside me, Phil Duffel at ringside. Very privileged we are to be here tonight for this eagerly awaited clash. Purdy looks pumped, Watson looks focused. It's going to be a good one.
Well, Purdy's punch-and-base record. He's looking to repeat what he did last time out. Great start, good boxing, using the ring.
Remember, it was the right hand of Purdy which did the damage before. It's the right hand which caused Denton Vassell as well. But it's a good start this by Watson. It's interesting to hear some of the other fighters in interview just say it could come down to who wants it more tonight.
Like the last fight, we probably had yourself, this is the class fight.
Watson getting to work early. Not that he needed to get the crowd on their feet, but he seems to have done that already.
I think it's very good punches using the ring really well. You've got the danger man in front of you. Punches.
They just trapped in Purdy's corner for a moment. I think Watson seems to be quite happy to box with his back to the ropes most of the time. Purdy taking centre ring. That was a very good round for the challenger. And a statement of intent perhaps.
I'd definitely say from a point of view of boxing, that was a very good round, all round. Both fighters exchanging good combinations, both looking ambitious, which is nice to see.
Just go and look really, there's no stick that problem going as you're walking forward. Very right thing, keep under pressure. When he's moving, step across him, keep bombing. Once he's on the rope, you unload him.
Good luck, mate. Both exchanging punches on this replay now.
Just showed glimpses of their skills. I'm sure there's plenty more to come from both men. And it was a nice little taste of that opening round. Incidentally claims he's never watched the DVD of that first fight. Says he might never watch it. His mum and dad couldn't sleep afterwards because they could see how upset he was at having relinquished his title.
Well, both fighters have shown that they really want it. The concentration on the face is unbelievable.
Similar colours tonight. Purdy just with the yellow stripe. Obviously easier demarcation is the fact that Watson is the southpaw, leading with his right. Once again finding himself against the ropes at the start of this second, but he seems to be quite happy to fight the fight that way.
Well, the combination has been put in by Watson. Purdy just returns himself.
Watson managing to go straight down the middle a couple of times there, through the defences of the champion. Remember, neither man is used to losing, just 4 defeats for Watson in his career, just 2 for Purdy.
It's really hotting up now. Watson doesn't mind staying in that corner.
Yeah, it's bubbling under nicely, this one. Craig Watson's eyes are just fixed in a steely stare on the champion. Good exchanges again in this second round.
At this moment it's quite hard to split to say who's dominating. It's a very good fight at the moment though.
I think Watson was marginally on top in that outbreak of wrestling in the midst of the boxing. A little headlock, which the referee took exception to.
Watson's got to be careful of that left hand, still getting down the pipe.
Terrific stuff already, and we've only had 6 minutes.
Very good, very good.
Might be another 30 to go yet. Just a reminder, championship fight, 3 scoring judges ringside.
Listen, just keep moving there. Don't let him get around. Keep the one on his bit, grab hold of him, yeah? Double and push him back as well. Every time you push him back, double attack. 2 attacks, wasn't it? Get back out and move. You've got to move straight more. But when you stop moving, right, that's right.
Watson content in staying in that corner.
Purdy can hardly wait to get to his man at the start of the third, but it's Watson who lands the first telling blow. Watson tonight hoping to draw inspiration from a revenge win over John O'Donnell to reverse an earlier defeat.
Both boxers are punching really hard in there now.
Man up, but Watson for the most part keeping out of danger. Scoring well with those jabs.
Purdy content to chuck forward, looking for the big shot. Watson's on the move, throwing good combinations. He did this earlier on, and then he started standing still, Watson, but now he's on the move again, putting them together in their way.
These two very much the star attractions tonight, and looking to put on a real show.
And a shoulder putting on.
Remember, the first contest was on the undercard of an Amir Khan title defence at the MEN in Manchester. But this is the headline act tonight here in Oldham.
Watson's using the side-to-side movement. This is a really good fight to be shown all around the world. Because at the moment Britain is really strong in the welterweight division.
Yes, it just shows the calibre of fighters, the strength in depth, as you're alluding to.
Big mistake made by Watson then, got caught.
Purdy piling forward now, just senses a window of opportunity. Watson though fighting back.
Seems to think Watson's losing a lot, or burning a lot of energy, whereas Purdy's more conservative and looking for the big shot. It seemed to be going really well for Craig Watson for the first half, and then Purdy caught up with him just at the end.
Yeah, like all good fighters, once he just saw a little chink of light, he was in there
Straight
and trying
in
to push home the advantage, and that's what you've got to do. Well, just a chance for everybody inside the arena to pause for breath.
Watson's that intent on securing this win. He's taken a few chances he doesn't really need to take at this stage.
I mentioned the fact that they boxed on the Amir Khan undercard the first time round at the MEN Arena. Perhaps worth mentioning as well that early on in his career as an amateur, Craig Watson actually floored Amir Khan in their early days before both turned professional. Can he dish out some of that to the champion Lee Purdy here tonight? The Essex man is doing his best to douse the enthusiasm of the locals here in Oldham.
Certainly, I mean, we seem to forget that he's fighting in someone's backyard.
Which is not usually the case when you're the champion, is it? You usually wait for people to come to you.
That's right.
Shows he's up for it, and having done it once, as I say, he's very confident he can do so again and defeat Watson in his backyard.
Watson just shipped a good left hook and the right hand.
Well, it's absorbing stuff.
Quality coming from both fighters. You think Watson takes too many chances he doesn't need to take against a puncher like Purdy. Really good punches going in there.
He's got to make sure that defence is rock solid. That's Craig Watson. And as Paul Jones mentioned earlier, he's wasting a lot of energy, some big swinging left hands that are just flying over Purdy's shoulder, which who knows may take their toll later on in the fight if we go deep into 10, 11, maybe 12 rounds.
Yeah, Purdy's just got through with some really strong punches. one thing for sure, either man has to go looking for the other one.
Body shot there from Watson. Purdy just stalking his man across the ring, isn't he?
Like a true puncher. I mean, this is the second fight and it's not over yet, but I'm sure we'll be looking forward to the third one. Oh, Watson's hurt.
Yeah, he looked like he was struggling there.
He's caught for a left hook, I think it was. Up against the rope. He'll be glad to hear that though.
Yes, a slightly shaky walk back to his stool from Craig Watson, just rocked by the power of the punch from Lee Purdy.
We're only in round 5. So much action.
Well, this was where it ended first time round. Just get the feeling it's the balance is maybe tilting in Purdy's favour once more. It's a good 4th round for the champion.
Just seems to wait a bit too much in that corner.
I'm sure will be encouraged by the fanatical support from his home fans, but they can't fight the fight for him inside the ring. There's renewed determination and steel in the face of Lee Purdy. Crunching shots here. He's like a bulldozer, he just keeps coming forward no matter what's in front of him.
We seem to be well protected and he's not taking as many clean shots as Watson is. And that looks like it's Watson's downfall at this moment. He's really getting marked up, blood starting coming from his mouth. And when you're up against a puncher like this, you don't take chances. It's a bit of a seesaw battle here.
It's almost like both men just need to pause for breath every now and then, which just allows the other to get the upper hand, but Purdy has landed a crunching blow here and Watson sinks to one knee and his dreams could be in tatters now. He's really got to pull himself together. Purdy will be in for the kill, you can bet your bottom dollar on that. And Craig Watson is gone, he's gone! Surely that's the finish. Well, is he brave or is he foolish to even get back on his feet so soon? The referee's seen enough, it's all over. Lee Purdy does exactly what he did last time and finishes it in the 5th. Would you believe it? He is still the champion. Twice he's come up to the Northwest and twice he has downed Craig Watson.
Great performance, great punching power. I feel sorry for Watson, but you know, just seem to want to stand there and trade with him.
Well, he fought the fight that he told everybody he would fight, those that were willing to listen anyway. He does have his little small band of supporters over in the far corner. Purdy enjoys his celebrations with them, and rightly so, because that was a champion's performance tonight. It's nights like this when you have to prove your pedigree, and I think tonight he did that.
Yeah, certainly did. Certainly did. Great punching power, and he kept a cool head, stalked his man, and he did what he had to do.
I guess the next question has to be, what next for Lee Purdy?
Well, I'm sure he'll be looking at the European and, you know, take it slowly, but he looks like he can go all the way.
We were saying, just even in Britain, it's a tough division, isn't it, the welterweight? So there are some very, very good fighters and potential opponents out there for him.
It comes back to the days of Nigel Benn and Eubanks in England and Steve Collins. Looks like a good era for the welterweight division now.
Well, a terrific contest, and Lee Purdy will enjoy getting that belt around his waist. I'm sure it will happen soon as we await the official verdict on tonight's main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes exactly of round number 5, referee Mark Green has dispensed with the count. Your winner by way of technical knockout, and he is still the welterweight champion of Great Britain from Colchester, Lee Lightsout Purdy. Your appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, for a fine challenge from an ex-champion who I'm sure can come back from this defeat, Oldham's Craig Watson.
True grit, showed some great skill and punching power, as we can see on the replay. It's all over.
Training alongside the European middleweight champion in the build-up to this fight. Barker was one of the first to come over and congratulate Purdy.
Well, often when you're training alongside other champions, it all gets the morale going and it rubs off. It certainly has tonight.
Well, I think we may just about be able to get a word with the disappointed, I'm sure, challenger, Craig Watson.
Well, Craig, many commiserations. I know, you had it all mapped out what was going to happen, and lightning struck twice, basically, didn't it?
Yeah, big time. First round, it hit me in the back of the head, and it's just head was like a down vision. Vision went grey a little, but I came through it, and I just tried to stick to my game plan. But Ring was tiny in there, and I just couldn't seem to get my footwork right.
He just keeps on coming at you, doesn't he?
Yeah. Strong, fair play to him. He's a true champion now. You know what I mean? They beat me fair and square there. They've got no excuses.
So now you're going to go away, I'm sure, lick your wounds and come back big and strong again, yeah?
I'm not sure now. I'll see what happens. See what me and my girlfriend say. I've trained long and hard this year. I've had like 3 fights in 6-7 months. I need a good break now. I'm going to have a good break and reevaluate my career and see where I'm up to next.
I'm sure you'd like to say thanks to your fans.
Yeah, I mean, first time in years to put a show on in Oldham, and do you know what? Couldn't have done me any prouder tonight. I was really over the moon.
Okay, Craig, well done. Craig Watson, thanks very much indeed, and see if we can get the champion over here, wherever it's ever. He said good work, and talking of one of the best ever, Lee Lightsout Purdy. Lee, I did this interview with you back in April, and I said to you at the weigh-in that, at that time you looked a little shocked with what you achieved. I can tell you don't look shocked at all. You look very, very proud.
When I was in there with Craig the first time, his punches didn't bother me. I was hurting him with every shot. And it was a dot on the cast, and I had Tito Rays on, which was a bad mistake for whoever chose the gloves. And I just felt absolutely great in there tonight.
I'm very proud, as I say. That belt means a lot. You've now defended it successfully, and this is a launch pad for you to go to much bigger things, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I'll just leave that up to my team and see what they come up with, and I'll go from there.
We spoke earlier yesterday that you would like to fight Denton Vassell. Is that one you still fancy?
I would love to fight Denton Vassell, and if they can get that fight on, let's get it on.
And that could be for several belts, I suspect.
Yeah, it could be. He's got the Commonwealth, I've got the British. It's a bigger belt than last time, and it'll be a great fight.
Well, I doubt you heard the interview that I just did with Craig. He paid respect to you and said you're a true champion. And I'm sure you'd like to thank your supporters who came up here into the Lion's Den effectively and gave you
I'd like to thank all my supporters who come and supported me for such a long way. I love you all.
And Lee, finally, we're live on YouTube all around the world, so it's been a big stage for you. There's lots of people in America, in Australia, Finland, goodness knows where are watching this. Just give them a word about what you're going to do in the future.
I weren't known it a few months ago, but believe me, I've always been able to punch, and my skills are just coming on week by week, and I'm just getting stronger.
Excellent. Lee Purdy, many congratulations. Thanks very much, Lee. Safe trip back to Colchester. The British welterweight champion, Lee Lightsout Purdy.